Good evening and welcome to the Snakebite. It is December 5th, and as you can see, it is the holiday season here at the FSC TV studio. The volleyball season has wrapped, and men's and women's basketball is well underway of their Sunshine State Conference schedule. More and more in depth in that on this episode of the Snakebite. The volleyball team season has come to an end after a 1-1 berth in the South Region Tournament last week at the University of Tampa. The Mocs beat 𝙏𝙃𝙀 College Thursday night in straight sets, with senior Mackenzie Peterman being the lone hitter in the match to hit double figures with 13 kills and 12 digs, good for her 33rd career double-double. Zoe Lowe, Madison Fowler, and Elena Djokovic finished with 8, 7, and 6 kills respectively, while freshman Mary-Kate Mulvaney led the team with 19 assists, and senior libero Caroline Chambers finished with 14 digs. The Mocs had dropped both of their matchups to 𝙏𝙃𝙀 College during the regular season, winning only one set overall. The Tritons and Mocs represented the two best blocking teams in the conference, but it was all Mocs all night as they led 𝙏𝙃𝙀 at the net 10 blocks to 5. With their win against 𝙏𝙃𝙀, the women moved on to the regional semifinal against the #1 nationally ranked University of Tampa Spartans on Friday night. The Spartans did to the Mocs on Friday night what they did to the Tritons the night before, winning in straight sets and dominating the whole way. They held the Mocs to a .061 hitting percentage and recorded 9 blocks over the 3 sets. The UT Spartans went on to win the regional tournament with a sweep of the Lynn Fighting Knights, and they will represent the Sunshine State Conference in the national tournament on December 7th against #8 seeded Bentley at 7:30 p.m. Now, head coach Ashley Crowder will wrap her debut season with a postseason bid and a 21-10 overall record. With most of the team's key players able to return, it will be exciting to see what they can do next year.
And women's basketball resumed action this past weekend, starting their Sunshine State Conference play against the University of Tampa and Embry-Riddle. In the first game of in-conference play against Tampa, the Mocs struggled especially with starting guards Dominika Zamora and Marissa Ďenicki out due to illness. The Mocs tried to battle with the strong Spartans team, but the loss of Zamora and Ďenicki proved to be too much of a loss for Florida Southern, as they were unable to get anything going offensively, playing from behind for almost the whole game. In the loss, the Mocs shot 29% from the field and scored only 48 points, both their worst marks on the season. After the 48-73 loss to Tampa, I was able to sit down with Mocs assistant coach Vernisha Andrews. Hi, and I'm here with Coach V, the assistant coach from women's basketball. Coach V, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So you guys just played Tampa. Wasn't the end result that you guys wanted, but you guys have started off the season really well, 5-1. I got to talk to Coach Zeus about it earlier this season, and you guys have done a great job rebounding the ball up until that Tampa game. How are you guys looking to really bounce back with your rebounding ability?
I think the biggest thing that we're going to do is just stick to it. Like, I know we didn't get the result that we wanted yesterday, but I think that we have big things coming this season, like with the returns that we have and just the depth that we have. We're just going to bounce back. Whatever didn't work yesterday, we're going to just get better at it and just go to work today. And
Coach, you talked about the returners, and one of the returners that I got to talk to Coach Zeus about a little bit after the game was Amari Jackson. She really did a good job, especially in the second half, and we've seen her kind of come into her own this season. And what are you looking to see from her in the future?
Just a lot more physicality. I think we definitely lost the battle with physicality yesterday in the post, so we're definitely going to go at each other today in practice and just push each other. So the biggest thing we're going to try to work on in practice today is just being tougher in the post.
Sorry. And Coach, you had 2 starters missing in that last game. Yeah. What are you looking to see from them as they're coming back? Big leaders on their team, both really experienced players. What are you looking to see from them and the team as a whole going forward? Just
like you said, we're just looking to get that experience back and just come back in and be vocal. We're missing 2 big pieces, so to have our full puzzle is just going to be really big Saturday.
And you're going against Embry. Embry did have time off, I believe. What are you looking to go against a team that's well-rested and definitely has been watching some tape?
Yeah, so with Embry, they come off a loss as well, but they had a little longer to sit on their loss, so they're as hungry as we are. So we're both just looking to bounce back. We're just hoping, since we're on our home court and our loss happened last night, a little more recent, that we just want to hit first and just come back and, yeah, get the win.
And Coach, what is the one thing that you guys really want to try to pursue, especially going into that next game against Embry-Riddle?
Just bounce back. We really want to go back to protect our home court, stick to our goals, and just play our game. Like, we were kind of off our game yesterday, so we just want to circle back, fix it, and come back to playing our game.
The Mocs then had a few days to prepare for a red-hot Embry-Riddle team that came into the game with the same record as the Mocs, sitting at a 5-1 overall record. Against Embry-Riddle, the Mocs started the game off on the back of Anna Danish, who scored or assisted on Florida Southern's first 7 points. Embry, however, had answers of their own with star guards Madison Jean-Louis and 𝙏𝙃𝙀 𝙏𝙃𝙀, who scored 33 points in the whole game combined, and 11 of the first half-quarter points went to 𝙏𝙃𝙀. In the second quarter, Embry put on a defensive clinic, breaking up the flow of the Mocs offense, holding them to 10 points and 4 of 12 shooting. Embry also forced the Mocs to 13 first-half turnovers. After a tough first half, though, the Mocs started to look like the 5-0 team they were before facing Tampa, hitting shots left and right while also playing stellar defense. In the third quarter, the Mocs looked like they were in control of the game, going 10 for 18 from the field and going into the fourth quarter up 6 with no signs of slowing down. Embry-Riddle, however, came back swinging, and despite the Mocs shining at times, they made the comeback, scoring 22 fourth-quarter points and going 8 for 11 from the field. The Mocs have time to regroup and get back into the win column this Saturday at Eckerd at 2 p.m.
After facing one of the toughest schedules in D2 basketball over their first 7 games, the men's basketball has opened up Sunshine State Conference play with not 1, but 2 commanding wins over Tampa and, more recently, Embry-Riddle University, the team that put the final nail in the Mocs' coffin last spring. Luke Anderson put up 28 to tie his career high versus the Spartans before adding an additional 22 to help the Mocs secure an 89-63 victory over the Eagles. His 50-point stretch got him SSC Player of the Week honors, shooting a combined 56% from the field and 54% from 3 in that 2-game span. Sophomore Alex Steen and newcomer 𝙏𝙃𝙀 𝙎𝙉𝘼𝙆𝙀 each put up double doubles, with Steen now cementing his spot as the co-leader of the category with North Georgia's Frank Champion, tallying his 6th of the season in 9 games played. After moving to 6-3 and 2-0 in SSC play, the Mocs will take their momentum to Eckerd College this Saturday, December 9th, where they will look to earn win number 7 on the season and their 9th in a row against the Trojans.
This past Friday, the men's hockey team was back in action, going head-to-head with the University of North Florida. The Mocs were down 0-1 in the first period, but scored 12, yes 12, in the last 2 periods to win the matchup. Everybody got a piece of the action, including Will Marshall, Jonathan Burkhart, Michael Wohl, Bradley Peterlin, and several others. On Saturday, the Mocs traveled to Miami to play against the University of Miami, where they were shut out 6-0. The Mocs will be back on the ice after the winter break, going head-to-head with the University of Florida Gators on January 19th. And make sure to tune into all of that action going into this break with the Mocs Christmas Classic, and before then too with the men's and women's basketball teams facing off in Eckerd, where you might get a sneak peek of content from us with our very own Nick Merritt and Brian Pereira. But make sure to stay tuned on our socials and on YouTube, and we'll see you next time here on the Snakebite.